Okay, hello and good morning. We're in week 5-3. Put your name, date, and period. Today is 2/7. Also, phones must be on the wall according to whatever desk you sit in, and they must be facing out. Points off if you're not following directions. All right, let's take a look here. Well, if I'm standing at point A, which is this one, you have your trig functions, which is so, ta, toa. Write that down. So if I'm standing at A, it's opposite. So the opposite side would be way over here. So that would be A, and the hypotenuse would be B. So this one would be A over B. The cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and I'm standing at C. So the adjacent would be A, and the hypotenuse would be B. So it would have to be A over B. So it's exactly the same thing, but a different place that you're standing. The tangent of angle A is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite is this one, which is A, and the adjacent is C. So it should be A over C. Make sure you understand that. Raise your hand if you do not, and I'll try to help you with that. All right, so this one right here is the inverse function. Whenever you're looking for the angle, and we are, okay? So put a dot right here and label your sides. This one is opposite, and this one is adjacent. And according to the trig functions right here, opposite and adjacent looks like tangent. So for this one, you're going to say the tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent. Now circle theta, divide by the word tangent, and you're going to get theta equals the arctangent of 3 divided by 8. So take your calculator. Let's make sure that it's working. Clear it out. So take, on my calculator, I got to hit the second key, and then I got to use parentheses, 3 divided by 8, close parentheses. Now your calculator might be different, but you should get 20.5 degrees or 20.6 degrees. That's your answer. And if you got that, then you did it right. If not, then we need to figure out what's going on. This one right here wants you to find x and y. So let's stand right here at 30 degrees. And when you do that for the x, it's going to be opposite and then the hypotenuse. You don't want to use two variables. So opposite over hypotenuse is going to be sine. So it's going to be the sine of 30 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Now, if you can work that, you got the answer for x. Let's set up y real quick. So y is adjacent over hypotenuse, and that's going to be cosine. So that's going to be the cosine of 30 degrees equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And so for this one, you're dividing by 10, so all you have to do is multiply by 10. And this one, you got to multiply by 10 as well. So let's work it. Clear your calculator out. I'm going to press 10 times the sine of 30 degrees and press equals. I get 5. If you don't get 5, you need to raise your hand and I'll try to help you. This one right here is going to be 10 times the cosine of 30. When I do that, I get some weird looking number. I get 8.7. All right, any questions on how to do today's work? And today's work is right here. You do have a worksheet today. Okay, so let's take a look. There it is. And guess what? If you're at home, you can copy it down. Now, if you finish today's worksheet, then finish up yesterday's worksheet as well. Now, you might say, well, Mr. Toops, how do I do the backside here? Well, the backside on this worksheet is the inverse function. And I'm going to work this first one for you, okay? So what you're going to do here is draw a line and circle the B. And you're going to divide by the word sine. And when you do, you're going to get B is equal to the arc sine of 0.4848. So you get your calculator, you hit shift sine 0.4848, press equals, and you get 28.9 degrees. And that's how you do the backside. Okay? So this whole section here, like this one, you're going to divide by the word cosine, and you're going to get the arc cosine. Real simple. Okay? If you get stuck, ask. Let's turn our attention now to college algebra. And for college algebra, we're going to work these that we did yesterday. All right? A couple of things real quick. Phones must be on the wall. If they're not on the wall, you will lose points, and they must be facing out. Put a date on your paper. Name, date, and period. All right, let's work this one. What I would do for this first one here is put a 1 right here for the exponent and then move it up. So I would say the natural log of e to the negative 1. Okay? Now you know that this is base e. So you could set it equal to x. Once you set it equal to x, you can exponentiate it right here, both sides, like this. This cancels. So you have the same base, so x has to be negative 1. And that's your answer, negative 1. This one right here, let me think about it. We know that this is a base e because it's a natural log. This exponential cancels with that log and you get 5. That was a pretty easy one. This one right here, the natural log of 1, you just got to memorize is 0. And 0 divided by 3 is 0. Okay? That's a property. This one right here, let me think about it. Okay, so what you could do is take this 2 and bring it back up here as an exponent. And you know that you have an e down here. So let's rewrite it. So it's the natural log of e, and then e squared is equal to x. Okay? So you want to exponentiate it, both sides, like this. This cancels. So it's got to be 2. X has to equal 2 because the bases are the same. All right, let's talk about today's work. Copy down, go to page 381. There's a box. Copy that down. At this point, I should see you writing. Make sure I did. All right, let's go to here. Change of bases. All right, so to do change of base, and we're gonna use the common log, and you could use any base. What you do is use both of these. So I'm gonna say the log of 25. Remember, it's base 10, and the log of 4, base 10. Okay? That's called a common log. And there it is right there. And then they want you to use the calculator. So clear your calculator. Press the log of 25. And I'm going to have to use this other calculator. So turn it on, clear it out, and press log of 25. All right, divide it by, close parentheses, divide it by log of 4. Close parentheses. That should give us the answer. We get 2.32. So 2.32 would be the answer for that one. This one right here, they want you to write it in natural logs. So you do it the same way. So here you're going to say the natural log of 25 divided by the natural log of 4. And this is called change of bases. Here the base is e. You could write it if you want. And here's the base of 10. All right, let's try it. We should get the same thing. So clear your calculator. Press natural log of 25, close parentheses, divided by natural log of 4, close parentheses, press equals. And we get the same thing, okay? There it is. And that's called change of basis. All right, let's keep moving. There's a box also on page 382. Copy down that box right there, 382. All right, let's take a look here. Now pay attention to this. They want you to change this to natural log of 2 and natural log of 3. Well, 6 is 2 times 3. So the first thing you do is you write it as a product of 2 times 3. Like that. Okay? And according to this box that you copied down, when you multiply, you add. So you're going to say equals the natural log of 2 plus the natural log of 3. And then use your calculator. That's it. That's how you do it. All right, take a look at this one right here. This one right here, they want you to use 2's and 3's. You're dividing. Okay? So I'm going to say the natural log of 2 is fine. Okay? Divide it by 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So I'm going to say 3 to the third power. When you divide, you subtract. So you're going to rewrite this as the natural log of 2 minus the natural log of 3 to the third power. And then what you do is you take your exponent and move it in the front here. So it's going to be the natural log of 2 minus 3 times the natural log of 3. And then you use your calculator. So I would do the natural log of 2. I mean, you could type it in exactly like this on your calculator. So the natural log of 2, close parentheses, minus 3 times the natural log of 3, close parentheses. Press equals, I get a negative 2.6. And that's how you change your, you change it up to a 2 and a 3, because this is 3 to the third power. Try this one right here, and I want you to use logs 3 and 5. How would you do that? Okay, well, the way I would do it is I would say the log of 3 times 25. And I know that 25 is 5 squared. So I would say the log of 3 times 5 squared, like that. And when you multiply, you add up your logs according to that box. So you're going to say the log of 3 plus the log of 5 squared. And again, you're going to take the 2 and move it in the front like this. So you're going to get the log, a common log of 3 plus 2 times a common log of 5, and then you're going to use your calculator and work it out exactly the way that is. Okay? And that's how you expand it using 3's and 5's. Okay? This one right here, copy this down. This one says calculate without a calculator. Say that quickly 3 times. So this is going to be the log base 5. Now what I would do here is I would put this 5 to the 1/3 power, which is what the cubed root is equal to x. That's the first step. Your base is 5, so I would exponentiate both sides. And when you exponentiate both sides, you're going to raise it like this, exponentially, and this cancels. So you have the same base, so x has to be 1/3, and that's how you do it without a calculator. You can try it with a calculator, and you should get 0.3 repeating, which is 1/3. Okay? All right, one more. We want to expand this one. Copy that down. So your base is 4, and you're multiplying all 3 of these. And when you multiply, you add. So I would say the log base 4 of 5 plus 3 times the log of base 4 of x. And what I did there is I moved the 3 in front. The 3 was up here, and I moved it up front. And then plus the log base 4 of y. And that's how you expand it out. And that's it. It's really not that bad. Today's work is right here. And I'll see you guys in class. Have a good morning.